All right, let's look at the homework 15.1, problem number 10. All right, so let's look at this problem. All right, so we have, we want to use a midpoint rule, and where m and n are equal to 2. And we want to basically approximate this double integral. All right, so let's do that. All right, so it's a midpoint rule. So x1 is just a midpoint between 0 and 1, so obviously it's 1/2. And x2 bar is between 1 and 2, so it's going to be 1.5 or 3/2. All right, so we got that. And y1 is 5/4, and y2 would be here, so it's going to be, let's see, so this is 1, right? So it's going to be 1 plus 3/4, so it's going to be a 7/4. Right, so this is going to be 7/4. Right, it's just a here. Right, so we got that. Then area of each subrectangle. Right, so the base is 1 and the height is 1/2. So delta A would be just a 1/2. Right, so that part is pretty simple. Right. And then we have this double integral. So it's using the midpoint. So you have a xi bar and a yj bar and so on. So we just write it all out, and we have that. All right. So it looks like so this value corresponds to that, and here this value corresponds to delta A. So it's 1/2. We already know that. All right, here. We know that the f of 3/2, 5/4, so that goes in there. So I'm going to be a little bit lazy here. So I'm going to bring out the GeoGebra. And I'm going to define this function, f of x, y, to be x minus 5y squared. All right, then hit enter. All right, so let's compute the f of, let's see, 3/2, 5/4, and hit enter. All right, so I want to know, we want a fraction, so I'm going to say fractional value. So I'm going to just put a there, so hit enter. All right, so it looks like it's a negative 101/16. So I'm just going to put the negative 101/16. All right, and then the value is going to be, so we just have to compute all that. All right, so let's do that. So I'm going to just use the GeoGebra again. All right, so we're going to have, all right, negative 117/16 and times 1/2 plus, right, negative 237/16 and times 1/2, right, and then plus negative 101/16 and times 1/2 plus negative 221/16 times 1/2. So you're going to get negative 169/8. So I'm going to put negative 169/8. Right? So therefore, so it's going to be the same value, negative 169/8. All right, so let's submit for testing. All right, I came back and looks like we have all these parts correctly. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.